This energetic young fellow, hanging around the goal, is one of Britain's greatest footballers. His name is William Rolfe Dean, but to football crowds all over the country, he's just Dixie Dean, centre forward for England and Everton. Rigorous training now, Dixie. Skipping is an important part of a footballer's preparation, and Dean takes it very seriously. This form of exercise develops the speedy footwork necessary for a centre forward. Then, by way of a change, he likes to throw the ball around with his fellow players. Powerful shoulders, eh? This is the way to get them. And Dixie is happy at another sport, boxing. He thrives on this kind of thing, and it all helps to keep him fit for football. Now for a little dribbling practice, and a hard shot, and a slow-motion close-up to show you exactly how his foot meets the ball. Now, Dixie, one right over the camera. Look at the force behind that kick. The whole weight of his body goes into it.
Then I never really thought of breaking a record or getting 60 or anything like that. I was just simply in the team, and we used to get £2 bonus. That's what we were after, mostly, of course. £2 for a win, £1 for a draw, yeah. And now to be lost. When I first went to Everton, I was only on £6 because I was too young, you see, one of the youths. So it went up £1 the following season, and then soon afterwards they applied to the league and they gave me the full 80. That I wanted 10 goals to get 60 in 3 matches. One against the Villa on the Saturday, one against Burnley at Burnley, Turfmoor, during the week on the Wednesday, and then the final game, Arsenal on Saturday. I get 2 hits. The Villa, thought to myself, well, blimey, only won another 7, only 2 matches. So of course, when we go off to Burnley, the next thing you know, the ball started running a bit my way. Before our time, I scored 4. The crowd themselves, they were going up the deep end. I went off the field and I pulled the top muscle. My old trainer, Harry Coote, from that night, from the Wednesday night until the Friday, he was with me at home, at my home. Old Harry kept putting these here anti-phlogiston plasters on it until the Friday night, even leaving one on overnight as well. It was that actually that it's just like any other ordinary clay. This one wasn't so well known, but it was the best one. It's already proved. Anyway, it already cured it. Anyway, the last goal came 3 or 4 minutes off the end when this here ball came across the Marek troop, the outside left corner kick, putting this one in, and then I went up to the referee right away. There was no calling you about and all that in those days. There was a bit of a knock on the shoulder or someone going up to the Jimmy's. I'd be in there now. I would be over. Which I did. I got out of it, and that was that. Because we got murdered. Like, we were being presented with the League Cup in the stand. it was lucky in the sense that I went there. I did get to Everton from there. After a while, the secretary that they had there, he was secretary, manager, trainer. He was everything that I was running at. I was still waiting. While that time, still waiting and waiting. I'd refused about 8 or 9 teams, even Newcastle. They showed me the ground at Newcastle St James's Park. They took me there because we were playing Ashington, where the Charters came from. Anyway, as I say, the Arsenal, of course, they wanted me at home. One afternoon, I cleared after the pictures in the matinee, and when I got back, the mother said to me, "Have you seen anybody yet?" "Seen anybody? By who is it?" Said, "There's been a chap here." This what? Thought she was kidding. Been a chap here, madam. "Who?" I knew his name. Said, "You don't mean Mr. McIntosh?" She said, "That's it, that's her." She said, "As soon as you get home, go down to the Woodside Hotel and he'll be there waiting for you." I played my first game against the Arsenal on the following Saturday at Ivory. I did this goal, the goalkeeper pulled it out the side netting and threw it up the field. And when I turned round, the referee says, "Play on." You've got to take all the risk. I mean, which I did. I had just over 15 operations. You get it back a bit. There's a case at Blackburn where they had a big fella there ranking, and there was a corner kick coming over. But just when I'm going up to head this, he's got 2 fingers in the back of my football trousers, in the knickers, and he pulled me down, you see. He's behind me, and when he knows that I haven't gone up for it, he turned down and said, "You didn't really well get that one." "No," I said, "You did, thank you very much. Look where it's gone." It hit him, hit his shoulder and went in the net. And this ball was pumped right up the field. A fellow named Montehart, the centre, he belted it. And I'm watching this ball, and all of a sudden, I can see the shadow lengthening, knowing then that the goalkeeper had come out of his goal. So instead of me breasting it down, or footing it down and taking it on, I jumped up and back-headed it. It went up over his head, and that would take place about 8 to 10 yards outside the penalty area. And as this here thing grew, this shadow grew, I went up, flicked it with the back of my head, and it dropped in the empty net. And then he said, Albert, bloody hell do you get these goals? And the factor said, that thing, you're getting that. What do you mean? So we'll look at your shadow. Woke up in the only time I was ever in was bloody workhouse. In Norway, yeah. I was asleep 4 days. They decided to ship me over to Liverpool and I came through. And I remember coming down on the old, used to have the old luggage boats there, you know. They took me up to all the hay, Oscar, probably in there. And I was okay. You know, I was feeling fit as well. I heard a voice one day, the sister had come to me and she said, could you get me a few apples and pearls and stuff, you know, do that? I said, certainly, yeah. Well, I got him up, I got up this tray and there was knocking the apples up. You know. The voice said, hey, if you can get up them bloody trees knocking apples and pearls down, you can get back to bloody Everton and start playing football. And it was our Tom McIntosh, the old secretary. We had no money to send. We got out there, or going back anytime, you know. But that was it, so I went. Well, as regards the wingman, if you have to have the wingman, stands to sense the team is like 11. There's 11 men in a team. But the wingman, it all depends on this. If they anticipate my movement in the middle of that field, knowing I'm watching them when they've got the ball, and then vice versa. They're watching me when I've got the ball. I always wanted a good, fast, hard ball sent over because a goalkeeper has got no chance whatever. If that ball comes over, travelling at about, say, 50 miles an hour, he's got no chance. You only need a flick and it's in the corner. Oh no, you want them in with you, especially the wingman. As I've said before to different people, they keep asking me this question. I think myself, if I'd have had Peter Thompson and Callaghan, who then, like the play with Liverpool, if I'd had them in my prime, I'd have probably got 160, because I was in a public house one night watching them play a Spanish team, at Anfield. And the balls that came over there, well, I'd scored 3 before half time. Just having a look at that. I could always get goals against Manchester. They're both Manchester City's, home or away. I got 4 against Manchester City at Main Road before half time Monday. But when he came down into the dressing room, I said, "You're that Dixie Dean guy, you know." Geez, I said, "You can get some cash today, you know." "Oh yeah," I said, "I'll get some cash." I said, "Who's him and them? The men and them. How much you get? You know, what's it?" I said, £8. £8? How much is that? Well, that's about £1 in your money, which it would be about, and something like that. Jesus Christ, £12? Said, "I demand 2/3 of this gate." Yes, well, that was when the Geordies invaded the pitch there. After the second goal, I thought they were coming for me. But they weren't. They were sort of putting their arms around me and just saying, "Hey, you bugger the hell, man. Give us one like you give us the last time." I think, yeah, that was, the Geordies. I mean, there's no getting them out in it. They're a great crowd.
Thompson. Hartford. Ross. Andy King. Three forward. There's McBride. There's Eastoe. And that's it! So the substitute scores, and the lead scores for the second week running. But it was a good cross. McBride was able to get inside his man just to nod it down. And Eastoe floated off the instep inside the far post. Minutes gone.
Watch this throw in by Britain, the Everton right half. His wonderful kick presents Dixie Dean with a chance in the goal mouth, which he doesn't miss this time. Congratulations to Dixie. That was a great goal, and it's worth seeing it over again. Britain to Dean. Dean, ball, goalkeeper, all into net in slow motion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very happy occasion, an all-Lancashire final tie. A cup final between two good sides. Dixie Dean, captain of the winning side, Everton, and Sam Carn, the trustworthy captain of the Manchester City side. An admirable sporting game between two good friends, friendly enemies as it were.
Lancashire, here's to Lancashire. And may that cup stay in Lancashire. If Everton don't win it, may another Lancashire club win it. Here, here.
I wanted to do everything that I promised my parents and myself. Just being a local lad, just wanted to do exactly what I have.